that this goes well. Let me readjust things here just a little bit. All right. How's this? Is this good? Does this work? Can everybody see me? Can everybody hear me? I know I ask that question each and every week, but it is a very relevant question just to make sure that things are at least trying to work properly. As you can see, oh, here goes my ad. Let's see. Delicious probiotic drink. Okay. Oh, and another ad for that same thing that I had an ad for last week. You can see me. That's good. Can you hear me? Everything, whoa, that was looking real slow-mo on my computer. Everything working right? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah? Good? Give me a thumbs up if it is. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, well, you see and hear me, and I'm in the craft room. I am. The craft room is also known as the study, which is where all of the stuff is. All of the stuff. I could not even tell you. Actually, I could tell you what's in these binders because all of the binders are actually labeled. So I could tell you what was in all of them. Thanks, Marie. I'll pretend that I can see you. So yes, I'm in the craft room because we've been having some epic internet issues all day today. The craft room. She laughs because she doesn't do craft anymore. Or I guess, do you consider scrapbooking a craft? Because that was your craft, right, Becky? Like, that's what you did. And hence, all of the binders full of photos. And there's probably drawers. I don't even know if these drawers are paper or photos. I have no idea. I have no idea. But nevertheless, we are here because I'm closer to the internet router up here. And I also learned the lighting. Do you guys think the lighting is okay? Because the lighting is a lot simpler. As you can see, my ring light's over there. And once I walked into the office today, I was like, you know what? I might be able to just sit at the desk. So I'm sitting at the desk like I do back home. I'm in a chair and I'm not sitting on the floor. And I'm not mad about it. So bear with me. Let me know if anything goes super crazy with the internet or anything, because we have been having some issues today, but I'm connected to the main router right now and not the downstairs net, like expand the internet net thing. I don't even know what you call it, but so that's what's happening. That's why I'm in here. And if it works well, maybe I will continue to be up here, because then I also don't take over the living room, which my husband is working out in as we speak. I need a pretty green screen. I know I do. I don't know where we would put it. I don't want to complicate things, which is why I didn't even, we saw the table that I used last time I was up here is full of stuff, and I'm like, that's just too much work. Let's figure out what else I can do. So I'm using the beautiful space of desk that you told me that I had earlier. So I'm using it, so thank you. Hi friends, happy Tuesday. How are you all doing? Today we're going to do just some Q&A type jargon, although as Lissa pointed out to me on Instagram earlier today when I put in the question box, what should we talk about tonight? She goes, it doesn't matter what we talk about because we always end up somewhere incredibly random by the end of the chat, which is not a lie. So heaven only knows where we're going to end up tonight, but we can start it off with some semblance of a method to the madness. I don't even know. I can't do words anymore today. Can't do words. Let's see who all's here. We've got Lissa and Becky and Marie, and I saw Sarah pop in somewhere. Where are you? There's Sarah, and Shay is here too. Hello, hello. Marie, I wanted to share this face to face. The best way to have frosted mini wheats, no joke, one of my best friends from college told me that this is how she eats them, is dipped in peanut butter. You're welcome, and I'm sorry, because it is awesome. It is the best way. I haven't, well, that's not true. I do like them with milk too. I haven't bought them in years. I don't eat cereal very much anymore. Hi, Tracy. Happy Tuesday. But what I do every once in a while, once every fifth blue moon, I'm like, you know what sounds good? Frosted mini wheats. And half the time I don't eat them in a bowl of cereal, but if I do, I let them like sit in the milk so they get mushy. Or I eat them with peanut butter and dry. Those are how I eat frosted mini wheats. With the peanut butter thing, game changer. You're welcome. Kim is here. Hello, Kim. Yeah, it is dangerous, so portion control yourself, but it is real good. It is real, real good. What else? What else? Let's do quick highs and lows so we can jump right on in. My high, I don't even know. I was trying to think of it earlier. I'm like, things have just been business as usual. We went to Trader Joe's yesterday, which was very exciting. Bought some new things that we haven't tried before, mostly treats, but that's all good. And got my cauliflower gnocchi, made my chicken sausage gnocchi bowls, and my father-in-law said the words, "I would eat this again. This was good." And I'm like, oh, thank goodness that I'm not just crazy and I've made my husband's taste buds adapt to my crazy. So it's apparently actually a pretty decent recipe, even though I completely made it up off the top of my head. But I got cauliflower gnocchi. I had reduced guilt macaroni and cheese for dinner. So I got Trader Joe's back in my life, and it's awesome. What's different from Minnesota? The Trader Joe's? The Trader Joe's isn't any different than Minnesota, really. Except people are there in shorts and not jackets and stuff. But everything else is the same. No different inventory that I'm aware of. I was able to find my onion salt, which was a very pleasant surprise because sometimes when I go, I can't even find my onion salt anymore. So I bought 3, and I am not sorry because I put that stuff on everything. And so being out of it, that's literally the reason I went to Trader Joe's, was because I ran out of the jar of onion salt that I brought with me from Minnesota to Florida in our luggage because I had to have it. Or actually, I bought it in Illinois. I went to Trader Joe's while I was at my grandparents' house. And I'm not sorry, because that is some good stuff. So we went to Trader Joe's, and my other high, I guess you could call it, is also a funny story that if you were in attendance of our live stream last week, you will find entertaining. And that is, I acquired a salt lamp this week. Yes, it's true, because apparently while we were talking about them, my darling mother-in-law was on her computer listening to us talk about them and proceeded to order them. And so they randomly showed up. I pulled a package and I'm like, "What did you buy that's so heavy?" And she was like, "Oh, just think about it. Take a guess." And I'm like, I don't keep track of everything you order. I don't know. And she goes, "What were you talking about during your live stream?" And I was like, "You did not order a salt lamp. You did not order a salt lamp." She goes, "No, I ordered 2." And so I have one in our bedroom, and we have one out in the family room, and it's like a good, authentic lamp. And I actually am not sure if you guys saw, for anybody who's interested in one, Janine actually commented right as I ended the live stream, so I saw it, but I was unable to say anything about it, that you have to make sure that you check to make sure you're getting a real salt lamp if you want it for more than just the visual effect, because there are a lot of fakes out there, a lot of plastic ones out there, and so make sure you're getting a legit one, and they will be a little bit pricier being legitimate salt lamps, but if you want the health benefits that come with it, you got to get the real thing. Based on how crumbly this thing was as we were taking them out of the boxes to test them, we got the real deal, and I love it. I have it on in our room, and now when it goes dark, the glow, it's just the most wonderful glow in the bedroom ever. It's just so beautiful and so calming and wonderful, and both of the men in the house looked at them and went, well, actually, my husband walked in our room and went, "Why does our bedroom look like a spa?" So he at least knew that was the kind of vibe that we were going for. My father-in-law looked at it and goes, "Oh, look, a burning rock." And that was it. He walked away. He was just like, "Where? What?" But we have those now, and that's a high because it's a fun, fabulous thing, and it is every bit as enjoyable as I imagined it being. My low, I don't know. I don't actually know, other than the same low that I had last week is I'm still like chronically tired, and I don't know why. I really don't know why, and it's making me crazy. But on an Instagram post that I made yesterday, a couple of people actually were like, maybe you should just embrace the season of rest. Like, you're down there in warmer weather in the dead of winter. It's okay. It's okay to just rest. Sorry, I'm itchy. Ugh. And that was a very good point, and I'm mulling over possibilities for that, but I'm still frustrated at my lack of energy a lot of days. Other than that, let me hear yours, ladies and gents. I know you guys have been commenting away as I have been chit-chatting, so let me see. A crafty person I follow called their craft room the Hordebatorium. That definitely describes mine perfectly. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Love the onion salt. Cauliflower gnocchi chicken sausage bowls are the best. Yes, they are. I've never tried them with ghee. I always use olive oil, but that's because I always go for an Italian seasoned type thing. Like I threw tomatoes in with ours last night and it was so good, but the olive oil just kind of pairs with the Italian vibe of it a little bit better. But I'm not opposed to trying ghee, that's for sure. Let's see. Hi, I already did some things for my 21 for 21, one of which was pay off a credit card. That's awesome. Finished a cross stitch and ordered some shoes. I love it, Sarah. Good for you. And we're only less than 2 weeks in. That's awesome. I think my high this week is that I'm just killing it. I've been doing great mentally, even going as far as giving myself an I'm so proud of you compliment card. That is also very, very cool, Lissa. That's a great thing. Paying off a credit card is awesome. Yes, it is. Most of my lows aren't that bad. I'm having some skincare issues I'm troubleshooting, and my allergic reaction came back. Again, troubleshooting that, and I'm sore. Yeah, sore is never, I don't think, a low. Like, if you're sore due to working out, like, that's not a low. You literally asked for that, and you kind of want it to happen. So that's awesome, actually. It's a great thing that you're sore because it means you're working your body hard enough, which is great. Yay! Oh, that makes me so happy, you guys. I'm glad you guys are doing well. Let's see. I only got, when I asked for questions on Instagram today, I got one question, and I can dive right in with that question. I talked about the important stuff, which was the salt lamp and eating peanut butter with your frosted mini wheats. So, fire away with the questions, and after I read Lissa's comment, I will fire away with the first one that I got. I think my only real low is that my bank is shutting down. Oh no. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do. My bank has some great budgeting features that I can't seem to find anywhere else. That's such a bummer. Lissa, I don't know what all of your financial structures of stuff are, but I do know that mint.com is actually a great free resource for some pretty basic budgeting software that works really, really well. So you might consider looking into using that because you can usually tie that in with most, if not all. I don't know if you have like a super small private bank or anything like that, but mint.com really is a great, great tool. And I would use it if we didn't use a different software that my husband prefers. So there's that. You can look into that and see if that helps with whatever your new bank is. Sorry guys, I'm way behind on the water too. Okay, so the question I got on Instagram was, am I looking forward to my upcoming cut? Am I looking forward to counting my calories? And I have a love-hate relationship with the fact that weight loss mode is coming. It is coming in just a couple of weeks, and I'm very excited about it. But at the same time, it means I get to eat less food, and I have to be a little bit more diligent than I have been. I have to be a lot more diligent than I have been. So on that end, Kim, come on, girl. Come on, let's go. You said you've been killing it with the water. Let's go. The Budget Mom is a good resource. Okay. Been using Good Budget with Simple, and I like it, but pretty dependent on Simple for its automation. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of budgeting resources out there. So just take a look around a little bit. I didn't dive into what the whole website has to offer, but just today I needed to use the website nerdwallet.com to do a little bit of research for something I needed to do, and I got exactly what I was looking for, and it's great. Oh, why, thank you. Well, that makes me happy to hear. It's always a nice thing to look happy. I'm not behind. I'm finished. Oh, good. Yay. Yay, Kim. You have been slaying that water. That is amazing. Good for you. I am so proud of you because I know that was something that was hard for you for so long. So that makes me very happy that you are succeeding in that. But yeah, I am looking forward to the cut. Because it's kind of like starting over. It's kind of like walking into WW or signing up for iTrack Bites for the first time and like reintroducing that lifestyle as a fresh start, which is both daunting and exciting. Now, it's not quite as exciting as walking in for the first time because I've done it a billion times before. So it's not new. I know exactly what to do, but that also gives me the power because I know exactly what to do. It's just a matter of having the discipline, hello word of the year, to pull it off. So I am both excited and I'm excited to be in weight loss mode again. I am not excited by the fact that I'm going to have to eat less food because I really like food. But what's going to be interesting is going to be seeing how I make those changes to like what I end up prioritizing, because I refuse to fall into eating a whole bunch of diet foods. I just won't do it because I love things like cheese and I love things like real sugar instead of sugar-free everything. If there's a sugar-free thing that tastes good, then great. But I mean, come on. So it is a fresh start at what Lissa calls new Brianna, her view of doing this from the beginning, which will be very nice, and I'm very excited about it. And I'm trying to figure out other ways to like up level things like my movement and whatnot. Like, what am I going to do after lift 4? I'm not sure. What are my other physical goals going to be? I'm not sure. Yeah, but I'm very excited. I'm already plotting and planning, like, what am I going to sacrifice for the sake of other foods, to make sure I can fit into my calorie range. There's going to be a range. I've decided that my calorie goal, I'm going to have my tracker set at 1,600 calories, but I am allowed to go negative 100. So if I land around 1,700 calories, that is okay too. But I like, instead of, I have found that if I give myself the wiggle room within the thing. So if my calorie goal is 1,600 and I set my tracker to 1,700, I'm a lot more likely to go over towards 1,800. But if I set it to 1,600 and I have that limit, that's kind of like the red flag of like, oh, hey, you got to start watching yourself. And so if I go over, I'm still in my range, but that visual of looking at a negative number will put a stop to me a lot faster than seeing how I'm inching closer to, but have not exceeded what is my maximum calorie range. So that's the approach I'm going to take. My tracker is going to be set at 1,600 and I'm allowed to eat 1,700. So we'll see if that does anything for me. I don't know. So there's that. That's the first question that I got today. What else do you guys want to chit chat about? We can keep going on that if you want. I've got some things that I'm already kind of doing to get my head in the game for the cut that is up and coming. And I'm also fully planning. I'm excited to come up with something for Lent that will directly help me with the having to swap out foods, and because I can't eat everything every day and all that jazz. And so I'm like, what am I going to give up for Lent? And I haven't decided on anything yet, but I'm mulling over ideas. I'm open to suggestions. But I think the sacrifice is going to have to be somewhere on the dessert end. Shocker, right? Because of my refusal to sacrifice things like butter and cheese and things like that. So is what it is. Let's see. I've used Credit Karma to use their debt calculator to figure out what my payments need to be to get these things paid off. More to go, but great progress. That's awesome. That's really, really great. Better than hoping to win the lotto. Yeah, I would say that your technique is definitely a lot more efficient in debt payoff than hoping to win the lotto. So good for you for grabbing a hold of your finances, Sarah. That's a really great thing to do. My husband and I just did finances for over Christmas. We had to do like 3 months of them. So, sat on the bed with our Amazon account open. I had to break down all of the expenses and things that have occurred, what was a gift, what was not, what's in all that jazz. And we talked a little bit about finances for 2021, and I did my finances for Diva and the Divine, which I just sat down and cranked it out, and it's done. I was like, happy day, I'm done. I'm ready for tax season this year. Let's go. So it feels good to like sit down and plan and get up to date with all your financial stuff. It's really highly recommend if you're not someone that does that. Another high is that I've been enjoying the switch to Points Plus. Yeah, did I know you were doing that? I watched your stories yesterday and I was like, wait a second, and I'm not sure I knew you were doing that. Points Plus is awesome. I love Points Plus, aka Carb Conscious on iTrack Bites, ladies and gentlemen. It's my favorite plan. You all know that. Half veg, half whatever. Eat the veg first and weight loss happens. You are so very right. And I do that a lot without even thinking about it because you guys know one of my neuroses or whatever it is, I like to save the best for last. Have I told you guys about this? If you know me and you watch me eat, I will always save what I deem to be the best for last. And a lot of people don't notice it. Only my husband has called me out on it. And it's because he watches me eat all the time. And like I was doing something one day and he goes, "You're saving that until the end, aren't you?" I went, "Yes, I am." But my eating philosophy is save the best for last, which I actually kind of contradict myself with sometimes, because part of me thinks that I should eat the best part first, because if I'm saving the best for last, then I'm forcing myself to eat all of the other things before I get to the best part. But that's usually like vegetables and stuff. But the way that I do things is whatever is on my plate, whatever the case may be, whatever I deem my favorite thing is the last thing I'm going to eat, because that's the flavor I want to have like in my memory. That's the taste I want to have lingering in my mouth. That's my favorite thing. So in order to get to my favorite thing, I guarantee you, for as much as I don't dislike vegetables, they are never my favorite thing on the plate. Ever. Ever. With the rare exception of the Brussels sprouts from one restaurant that we have locally. Everything else, it's a vegetable, right? No matter how delicious they are, the carb or the meat is always going to be better than the vegetable. So without trying, I'm usually eating my vegetables first to get them out of the way so I can move on to tastier parts of my meal. I do that with everything. I like the middle of things, so I will eat around the crusts of my sandwiches. I will eat around the crusts of cookies that promise to be softer in the middle. I'm the person who will open the Oreo and eat the side without the cream first because I like Oreo cream. You name it, I eat in a way that makes sure that I have the best part for last. I unravel my cinnamon rolls. I don't bite into them. I unravel them because the middle is the best part. What else? What else do I do? What else do I do? There's got to be at least one more thing. I unravel my things. I eat the crusts off all of my sandwiches. I mean, that pretty much sums it up, right? Like that's one of my little crazy things that nobody notices, but I do it every single time I eat. Every time I eat. With exceptions of like today I ate macaroni and cheese for dinner and every bite was the same, so that's fine. Even my Eat Me Guilt-Free brownies, y'all. My Eat Me Guilt-Free brownies. I just did this. I ate the outsides when I realized that the middle was softer, because sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just a drier brownie and then it's fine. But this one had a really moist middle, so I ate the outside so I could have the best bite last, because I'm crazy. My husband does that, then I know which of the things I cooked he likes best. Yeah. Yeah, and it's one of the things I do and no one notices, but I do it and I love it. And so for me, that ensures I get my vegetables in. Now, I will also, like, if there's something I really don't prefer, I don't force myself to eat it. But like if it's vegetables and a biscuit. I'm thinking about the dinner I'm cooking tomorrow, and I'm going to make biscuits as a side dish for my meatloaf. I love biscuits. Love them. So I will eat the vegetables to save the biscuit. Now, if I have a side dish that I'm like, I'm just not feeling this, and I'm going to be full before I get to my best part, I will stop. Do not overstuff yourself for the sake of the last bite, but eat your vegetables first. So all of that to say, that's a brilliant suggestion and something that I try to live by regularly, is eating all the vegetables and stuff first, because then you're full and then you can't eat anymore. It's a great suggestion. Javier, hello. Happy Tuesday. I'm glad to see you. How are things in Vegas? Yes, I do that too. I didn't even know anyone else did that. The best for last. Oh my gosh. I didn't know anybody else did that too. How many other people do that? Sarah said her husband does. Because maybe there's a whole group of us that like eat the outsides of the sandwiches first. I would love to know if I'm not the only one, because I feel kind of crazy doing it sometimes, but I've done it for years. I vividly remember I probably started. I don't know if I started younger than this, but I definitely started in high school, because at our little snack shack, so when you're in high school, you get to buy your lunch. You go to cafeteria, you get to buy your lunches. So we had the cafeteria, but then we had the little snack shack, and the snack shack sold things like milkshakes, soft pretzels, and 25-cent giant chocolate chip cookies. Giant. big ol' honker, thin but delicious, and usually doughy in the middle chocolate chip cookies that sit under a warmer for a quarter. So pretty much every day, it is no wonder why I was overweight in high school. Every day I'd go and I'd get 2 cookies for dessert. Like, I'd eat my lunch first and go get 2 cookies. And I would take those cookies. First, I would ask the lunch ladies for the softest cookies. And I'm not the only crazy that did this. One of my best friends did it too. And she was like, and they would actually look, if they were good lunch ladies, they would sit there and I'd be like, super soft cookies, please. And they'd look and be like, all right, these 2 look like they're the softest, gonna fall apart ones, right? But the outsides were always crispy because it's just how they cooked. So I ate around those outsides of the cookies, cold or hot, to keep the middle for last. And I've been doing it ever since. I have been doing it ever since those stupid cookies in high school, which I'm not going to lie, I'd kill for one of those cookies. It's rare that I have a cookie that is as good as those little 25-cent cookies in high school. I wonder if they're still 25 cents. Oh man, I loved those so much. But that's what started it, and so that's how I do sandwiches. Savory, sweet, it don't matter. Best bite for last. I should do an IG poll. Do you eat all of one thing and then move on to the rest? Usually. Sometimes it depends. It depends how much I'm like jiving on the whole meal. But like I'll take a couple bites of one thing. Like, for example, we had Red Lobster the other night and I ordered something that was like the lobster, salmon, and shrimp trio with the good mashed potatoes and the green beans. And all of it was good. So I would eat, 1 shrimp, a little bit of the lobster, a little bit of, so I would pick around when I'll pick around when I feel the meal is equally as delicious. If it's like broccoli, which I love roasted broccoli, y'all. I love roasted broccoli. And there have been meals where I have eaten something else before my roasted broccoli, but not last, But usually I will start and I will determine where the hierarchy of my plate is. So I'll eat some things in rotation and then I'll make a decision and then I'll complete all of one thing, all of the other thing, and all the last thing, I'm crazy. You should do an IG poll. Yeah, I should do an IG poll. I'm very curious now if I'm one of the only people that does this. Unroll the cinnamon roll to get to, yep. That's why Cinnabon sells just the middles, which I don't think are the same. They are not quite the same because you still want to get to the middle of just the middles. So it doesn't really matter if you buy the Cinnabon. I have bought just the middles because I'm like, the middle's the best part. I'm here for it. But you still got to eat the outside, and outside is still different than the middle. It is. I do the same thing. When you have small kids, though, you can't do that because they will come along and want to bite, and it will be your last one. Oh, I know. And your son knows. Like, if I'm picking at something, a dessert or something, if he asks me for a bite late enough, there have been times where I've looked at him and I'm like, me giving you this bite of food signifies how much I love you because you have waited until I'm at the best part to ask me to share with you. And he understands that, like, especially if it's a dessert. If it's a dessert and he asks me for the middle, he knows that it's a sacrifice for me emotionally. Which is good. He understands that. But maybe I'm crazy, but we all have our things, right? I eat around the outside of a Hostess cupcake and eat the middle last. Okay. I used to peel the chocolate off of Ho-Hos. Maybe that's just a weird thing that I did. Because, like, the inside was fine. It's not even like the inside was better, but I would peel off all of the chocolate of the Ho-Hos or the Little Debbie Swiss cake rolls and then eat the naked cake rolls. I don't know what that's about. I was bored. Ain't that the truth? I never ate lunch in high school. Hid out in the library and brought bags of chips after school for lunch and dinner. Oh man, I loved eating lunch. I loved lunch hour in high school. Well, that was a very fun random tangent. What would you all like to talk about this evening? Do you have any pressing questions for me? Or not pressing questions for me? It's Q&A day. It's Q&A day. I'm very impressed with how well this lighting is going. I'm not mad about this lighting at all. This might be where I live stream from here on out. Something I thought of earlier. What are some of your biggest fitness goals and dreams? That's a good question, Lissa. Not just building muscle, more action-based ones, even if they might not be possible because of CMT. So, this is a great question. And one of my biggest goals, no joke, sounds so simple and ridiculous to probably every single one of you. I want to be able to get off of the floor without having to lean on a piece of furniture. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to get up off the floor using solely my leg strength. And that is something that I'm going to work towards this year, because that goal, I don't know if it'll ever happen. I have no idea if I'm actually capable of this or not. But what that means, the implications of that goal for me is I have to build leg strength, and I have to build the flexibility, and I have to build the balance and all of that. And that's all going to come naturally with bigger muscle gain goals and fitness goals in general. But I'm so obsessed with like my shoulders and junk, right? That it's very easy for me to let my legs go. I'm like, even in lift 4, leg day is only one day. And the other 3 days we're focused on upper body. I need to make sure that I am emphasizing and actively working on strengthening my legs, not even for aesthetic purposes. I want to see if I can get off the floor without having to lean on a piece of furniture. Because that would be game changing for me, especially if I get back into theater and having to get like on and off the floor. I've always struggled with getting on and off the floor, always. So that would be a huge goal of mine. Huge. It would be amazing. So there's that. That is definitely like number one. If I had a fitness goal to reach that wasn't just aesthetics or general muscle gain, it would be that. It would definitely be that. I'm trying to think of another answer while I catch up on. Do you have a schedule of when you do live? This is the first time I found you, Jeannie. Yes, I do. Every single Tuesday, unless I tell you in advance that it's canceled for some reason. Every Tuesday at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central is when I do it. So you found me at the right time. This is my live stream time. It's the weekly chat every single week. Sometimes there's a topic. A lot of times there's not. And we just see where everything goes, which is why everything's open for questions and whatnot. And the topics kind of just spiral from there. But you found me, and Lissa already answered that question, so I don't know why I'm answering it. This is what happens. And now I'm distracted because I need to turn off night shift on Tuesdays, because now I'm all yellow to me, but not to you guys. So I need to be like, it's okay. It's okay that you look yellow. It's not actually coming through yellow. Other fitness goals. I would still love to run. I have not run since we left Illinois because there had not been any like rubber indoor tracks for me to run in Minnesota. And I am terrified of running outside when I haven't gotten my sea legs, so to speak. Like, I had just started running in the track that was rubberized. Like, if you fall, you're not going to scrape your knees. You're going to hurt, but you're not going to scrape your knees. And I have fallen a couple of times. I've tripped over my toes while I was running. And I was very grateful that I was in the soft track and not on the pavement, because these knees have been so scarred from an entire childhood and adulthood of tripping over my own feet and scraping my knees. So I have running shoes that I barely got to break in before we moved to Minnesota, and didn't see that move coming, really. And so I would love to be a runner. I really would. The urge is a little bit less for realism's sake, for reality's sake, because I know I don't have a track right now, but also it's less of an urge because I have the elliptical at home now. Obviously not here, but when we're in Minnesota, I have the elliptical, which is the one device that gives me the feeling like I'm running, because I can run on the elliptical. And now that it's in my basement, I have the ability to go and do that whenever I want. So the dire need for it is less, but that doesn't make me want to do it any less. Like, running, even for a minute at a time, burned my leg muscles in ways I didn't know my leg muscles could burn, which means it's good for me. Like, it is triggering littler parts of my quadriceps and everything that I don't normally use when I walk, especially because I walk funny. And who was it? I can't remember who it was. It might have been my physical therapist, actually. Someone told me that I actually run more normally than I walk. So like if you put me next to a runner and you put me next to a walker, I would look less weird next to the runner than to the walker, which I thought was mind-boggling. But that being said, because I walk differently, the fact that I run normally might trigger muscles differently, which would be so good for me to do. So good for me to do, just to use those muscles in the way they're meant to be used, to strengthen them. And again, so apparently all my fitness goals are leg related, even though my current goals involve these shoulders. My husband and I were getting ready for bed just the other day, and we were talking about how big my arms have gotten, which is funny because for my muscular structure, like they've gotten big, but under here is still flabby as all get out. So flab. And it's because I can't tone my tricep muscles. So I'm getting like, and my muscles also feel a little bit funnier and a little bit less, like there is more muscle mass in my arms than has ever been, right? But if you squeezed my arm and you squeezed my husband's arm, you can still tell that there is a difference in not just the amount of muscle, but like the texture of the muscle. Like you can tell my muscles are coming in differently than the normal muscle would. Even though there's more of it there than has ever been there, it's still a different kind of muscle, which is so bizarre. So like it's still not as toned as a normal muscle would be. And back here, like you can no longer feel my bones straight through my bicep muscle. You could before lift 4, ladies and gentlemen. You could. Especially down here. You can still get straight to my bone in the back. There is no toned muscle back there. So I am dying to know what my body, like if I keep pushing forward, which I plan on doing, if I lean up and gain more muscles, what the heck are my arms going to look like? Because if I can't actually tone what's back there, how strange am I going to look with like awesome shoulders and moderate biceps and still no tone in my tricep muscles? Things that I think about that not a lot of other people have to think about, you know? So I think those are my answers. If I randomly think of another thing, I'll chime in. Good question, though. That was a good question. I wonder if yoga with Adrien will help with getting off the floor goal. Yeah, I'm very intrigued. I've only done one more yoga with Adrien video, and it was specific for neck, back, and shoulders. It was an upper body stretch thing because my neck has been killing me lately. Absolutely killing me, and I don't know why. But I'm hoping, because the yoga, I noticed when I did yoga with my sister-in-law, it was a hamstring stretching workout, but the way we had to hold ourselves, and it was all like on our back, there was no arm strength required whatsoever. I burned. My muscles in my legs burned. And I was like, this is not the sensation I'm supposed to be feeling, but it's my leg muscles are weak enough where the things I was doing was working it harder than it was stretching it. So like I couldn't even be mad because I'm thinking that even implementing the yoga for the sake of flexibility will also help me with my strength. So you're probably right. Doing the yoga and implementing that practice as well is going to help me with the whole, like everything that I need to tighten up and get the balance and everything in order to get up off the floor should be helped with yoga. I hope. I think you running would also be pretty cool simply because it's also just proving you can do something you previously thought you couldn't do. Yeah, I'm a big fan of doing that, of pulling off things that I didn't think I could do. I'm really needing motivation for getting just back on track. I just can't seem to do it. Jeannie, why can't you seem to do it? Because here's the secret that nobody wants to hear. Your level of motivation doesn't matter. It doesn't. Stop waiting for motivation because you're not going to find it until you take action. Action creates the motivation, not the other way around. And it's true. It's true. It's something that a lot of like self-help people and coaches and whatever will talk about. And it sounds super cliche, but it's true, which is why it's cliche. I have been the person time and time again who's been looking for the motivation to do pretty much anything and pretty much everything. I'm struggling hardcore with motivation in general right now. I want to sleep. That's about all I'm motivated to do, is to sleep in past my alarm and watch Smash with my mother-in-law. I have introduced this household to Smash, ladies and gentlemen, and she's loving it. And I'm very excited that she's loving it because it means I get to watch it again. Sidebar. Someone remind me that I have to talk about Smash for a hot second because I'm real excited about it. But the fact of the matter is, the waiting for motivation, you could wait forever for motivation and not find it, or have it not find you. So what you need is my word of the year, which is discipline, not motivation. Motivation's not my word. Discipline is my word. Why? Because I lack discipline. But I have found, and this is true, do you ever have a to-do list, right? And you could be sitting there all day with no motivation to do the to-do list, and then finally you suck it up and you're like, okay, I'm going to go get this done. And then you complete one thing, and then two things, and then three things, and the more you complete, the more encouraged and motivated you are to complete the entire to-do list. Like, is it just me, or is that how it works? Like, the more you do something, and the more you start to see progress towards a goal, even if it is simple as doing the laundry and all that stuff, you're more likely to do it because the action that you took created the motivation and not the other way around. So then what you have to do is not figure out how to get motivated. Trash that. Motivation doesn't matter. It's completely and totally irrelevant. Figure out an action plan and do it anyway. Kim is saying it. Just do it. Do it anyway. So tell me, what are you going to do tomorrow? Like, I want to hear you answer. What are you going to do tomorrow to be on track? Just tomorrow. I don't want to hear about a week from now. I don't want to hear about a year from now. Just tomorrow, Wednesday, January 13th. How are you going to be on track tomorrow? What is your action plan that you are going to take to be on track tomorrow? And Jeannie doesn't have to be the only one to answer this. If any of you want to answer, if you want to publicly declare what your action plan is, go for it. My personal action plan is, I actually think my arms are feeling pretty good. So provided I'm not absurdly sore tomorrow, I am going to do shoulder day a day early and not take a day of rest because I have a massage on Thursday and I don't want to be fresh out of a shoulder workout. I want to kind of have the soreness settled in for my massage Thursday morning. So I'm going to work out. And I am cooking the best meatloaf ever for dinner tomorrow. So I know what my dinner plan is, which means I can plan my whole day's food, right? And it's going to be great. And I'm going to put it in my tracker. And I'm going to eat what I put in my tracker, right? And there's my plan. That is my plan for tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, you can make a plan for Thursday. But all I want to hear about right now is what you're doing for tomorrow. Because succeeding in tomorrow's plan is what is going to motivate you to do it again on Thursday, right? Am I making sense here? Yeah? My motivation has been pretty lacking lately, but I'm not letting that be an excuse. And the fact that I feel incredible pushes me to want to keep going. And listen, that push is your motivation, girl. That is what motivation feels like. And I know that that's what you've been experiencing. She's not even like, you are talking about food and workouts and stuff too, but like, you're talking about self-care habits that you have been lax on in the past. And you can directly, now that you have seen both sides of the spectrum, you've seen what happens to yourself when you let your basic self-care go. And you've seen what happens when you are diligent about your self-care habits. And you have seen the reflection on your attitude and your mood and everything and how that plays a part in everything, right? So you are the direct example of, you're like, I don't know, I'm just doing these habits anyway, even if I don't want to, and lo and behold, you feel better, and then you want to do them the next day, and the next day, and the next day. You are literally the prime example of what the phenomenon, which is not really a phenomenon, it's scientific fact, that I'm trying to explain. Do the thing, and then get motivated by your results, not the other way around. Marie is going to plan her meals and eat according to that plan. That is always, always great. Guys, book club girls, have you seen, or have you hit the part in the book? Because a lot of the stuff I'm talking about is actually from the book we're reading right now. And I read the chapter the other day on the have a plan B and have a plan C. And I was like, this is a brilliant thing. This is a brilliant thing. Because especially for a lot of us, one thing goes awry in our eating plan or whatever, and we throw in the towel. We're like, oh shoot, I wasn't planning on going out to dinner tonight. I guess my entire day is shot. And I'm one of the people that can do that. I'm like, oh, it's fine. I can, I can overindulge a little bit because this was not in the plan, or because I'm tired, or because I'm whatever the excuse may be. And the author is like, no, you should have a plan B. So in advance, make a plan B. If plan A goes awry for any reason, what is your plan B? That's just something to think about. I think it is brilliant. I'm really enjoying this book. Lissa, thank you for the suggestion. Because, again, it is a book that is full of a lot of stuff that we already know. Like, it's self-help stuff we already know. But I love the way she says it. And there's some of the stuff that I haven't even thought about. And I'm really enjoying it. I really, really am. It's a great book. I'm about 2/3 of the way done. And it's a good one to start the year with. And it's actually one that I'm like, maybe this needs to be the first book that I pick up every January, just as a refresher, but it's a good one. And the plan B thing. So make a plan for action and then make a backup plan lest your first plan fail. If your internet goes out and you can't do your Lift 4 workout, what are you going to do instead? If it's going to rain and you were planning on going for a walk today, what are you going to do instead? Hello, Judith. Happy Tuesday. I'm having leftover meatloaf tomorrow. You know the recipe, Marie. That's literally what I'm cooking. Yes, I do know the recipe because I went and bought the ingredients for it today. And it's a good recipe. I'm introducing my in-laws to it tomorrow, and I'm very excited because my husband and I both love this recipe. So let's see. I'm going to scroll up and make sure I see everybody's action plans. Lissa, and for me, the biggest thing is my top 6 habits. If I get those 6 things done, it sets up the tone for the entire day. Exactly. Fill my huge water bottle tonight and put it in the fridge, get workout clothes out, and set an alarm to do leg day. Kim, that sounds wonderful. If you would like me to keep you accountable, you are welcome to send me a picture of your water bottle on Instagram. Like, shoot me in the DMs, show me that water bottle in the fridge, show me those clothes laid out. I would love to be accountability for that. That sounds great. Having leftover meatloaf. I think learning to like working out is another great example of that. I had to force myself to do it for months before I stopped hating it. You're right. That is absolutely true. Lissa hated working out. Literally, hated it. Hated it. I don't think anybody starts it loving it. I really don't. But she pushed herself to do it anyway. And eventually she started waking up and going, I didn't hate today's workout. I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. And slowly but surely, she could feel that emotional transition change due to her discipline, right? If she didn't have the discipline to do it anyway, she would never have gotten to the point of realizing that working out actually feels good and is a thing to be happy and celebrated and not hate. But her discipline is the only thing that got her there. I'm not really enjoying the book. Well, good. I'll start with my banana and Premier Protein shake and have veggie soup. Big deal for me is drink water. Biggie for me. Yes, makes sense. Great. Biggie for you. Let me offer you a suggestion for the water. First of all, get a pretty water bottle that you like. Now, mine's a honker. This is a gallon. I fill this bad boy up every morning. I'm way behind. This is the 5 p.m. line. It is 8:48 p.m. I'm in trouble. Hang on. Everybody take a water break. Whew. It's better. Gotta stay hydrated. And the book we are reading is called This Year I Will by I want to say MJ Ryan, but I could be very, very wrong. Hold, please. This Year I Will. That's a completely different book. There are apparently several books called This Year I Will. And Tiffany Louise is not the one that we are doing. Here we go. MJ Ryan, I was right. Oh, would you look at that? Photographic memory at work here, ladies and gentlemen. It's a book that has like pretty colorful dots on the front of it. And every chapter is only like 2 or 3 pages. It's great. It's a great book. Highly recommend. You will track. Excellent. You should track. I think that's a great idea. So the water. Drink water immediately when you wake up. Like, you're dehydrated anyway, so drink water immediately when you wake up. After you weigh in, if you plan on weighing in tomorrow, do that. And then drink water before you eat every meal. Like half an hour before your meal or something, have a glass of water or something like that. Just to start. That'll get you going. I will do it. It'll be my first picture on Instagram. Yes, I love it. And you don't have to post it publicly if you don't want to. You can just DM it to me if you want. But if you want to post it, if you want to be accountable to the community, go for it. Do it. Why not? That's a great way to use Instagram. It took months before I felt any kind of endorphin rush from working out, but now I wake up excited for my workouts. That's awesome. That's great. I love it. There are still days that I am not excited about my workouts. The only reason I'm excited about tomorrow's workout is because it's shoulder day. It is shoulder day, and I love shoulder day. So I'm excited about tomorrow's workout. I'm not excited about Friday's workout. You didn't know it was a thing? Yeah. Well, that's how you talk to me, is through DMs. So you can shoot photos and stuff that way too, if you don't want everybody else to see it. The other week I woke up with my highs and lows already picked out. Low was it was leg day, high that it wasn't hit leg day. I like weightlifting leg day. I feel the lift 50-50 leg days. I do. I don't know which move it is, but there's something that I'll wake up the next day and be like, holy butt muscles. Because the legs also works your butt. And I feel it. I feel it every time. Tell you what. Ooh, another high, my friends. We got 4-pound dumbbells. Finally. 4-pound dumbbells. So now I actually can go up in weight. I've been struggling really, really hard with the step from 3 pounds to 5 pounds. In a lot of the arm workouts, because 5 pounds is just too heavy for some things, but 3 pounds is too easy. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? We finally got 4-pound dumbbells, and I'm so excited. Totally random, but another high. And then my third high. Keep talking. I'll catch up, but I want to mention this because I'm so excited about it. And I don't remember if I mentioned this last week. I can't remember when I ordered this thing, but you guys know I love Smash. Obviously, I love Smash. Did I tell you guys that I went on eBay and made an eBay purchase related to Smash? I can't remember if I did or not, and I don't want to repeat the story if I've already talked about the actual eBay purchase. So someone tell me if I've talked about that. I do best when I fill 3 to 4 pint-sized mason jars. One big jug is intimidating. And that's great. You know that about yourself, Marie. So that's awesome that if you have little jars and you can go through those throughout the day, that's a great way to track your progress too. It really is. Holy butt muscles, Batman. I want 7-pounders. I'm struggling with the step from 6 to 8. Yep, I read that. Yes, my good deal. Yes, so my book. I got this book that is the song book. Like, so I'm a musician. For those of you that don't know, I'm a singer. And so I have a billion Broadway vocal selection books, and I love them. I love my music books. They are probably, outside of a couple of random things, my music book collection is probably my most prized possession. And so I love collecting the vocal selections books to musicals that I love. And when I reintroduced myself to Smash, I wanted the songbook to go along with Smash because they were kind enough to publish a vocal selections book for the musical they create in this show. That never was actually a real musical to begin with, but they created a vocal selections book for the music in this show. You couldn't find it. It's not in print anymore. Not in print. Long story short, found it for real expensive on eBay and offered less than half price, and the offer got accepted, and I got it today, and it's perfect. It's perfect. There is not a pencil mark in it. It is in beautiful condition, other than the fact it's just 8 years old and has been sitting there. But it's perfect. And I'm so, like, I put it on the stack of books that I brought down here on the piano, and I'm just like, I was so proud of it. It was my new baby, and I'm so proud of it. So I just wanted to share that, because that was definitely a high, too, and that came just today. I'm so excited. You never know on eBay, you know? You just never know. But another high, I was able to use the heavier weights today. Oh, here we go. Oh, it is not even an hour, and I'm yawning. Oh, dear. I was able to use heavier weights yesterday after dropping down a lot last week. I slept through Monday's workout. Yes. Good. I mean, that's good. And it's okay if you need to back off. Last week was the week that I was hormonal to high heaven, and my workouts were terrible. And so I dropped my weights. This week, I'm working harder because I'm like, okay, I'm back in action. Your girl's back. She's ready to go. And scientifically, women, who I'm pretty sure it's all women here right now. Oh, what a smash. I'll get back to that in a second. Scientifically, we women can lift heavier and are more coordinated and more energized and more balanced the first 2 weeks of our cycle between our period and ovulation. Once we hit ovulation, it's all downhill from there. So don't be surprised if you're lifting and if you're in that week where, like, last week you hadn't ovulated yet, but the following week you had. Don't be surprised if there's a big difference. Don't be surprised, because scientifically that's a thing. So I knew that last week when I was having a struggle bus lifting my weights. Real bad. It was real bad. It was real bad the week before that too, which is why I thought I was PMSing like 2 weeks ago, and I apparently was not. Because I was with my sister-in-law and I was like, I can't lift today. Why am I so weak today? Like, I was using the same weights and struggling. Now, it could have just been a bad CMT day. Like I said, I've been real tired, so I don't really know. But also, I knew that scientifically, the whole cycle thing is a thing. So after your period, lift the heavy weights. Lift the heavy weights. To answer your question, what is Smash? Smash is a TV show that aired in 2012. It was in 2012, 2013. It is only 2 seasons long, and it starred Katharine McPhee and Megan Hilty, and it is a TV show about the creation of a Broadway musical. And being the Broadway baby that I am, it is one of my favorite TV shows I've ever watched. It's full of superstars that, like, from the Broadway world. Not like from movie world, from Broadway world. And there's music in every single episode, and it is all exceptional. And oh, I love it. And it's on Amazon Prime. So if you have Amazon Prime, it's on Prime Video. It's 2 seasons, and it's amazing. It's amazing. I love it, and I cry every time I come to the end because I don't want it to be over. And I think that show got the shaft by having to end after 2 seasons. I don't know what they were going to do with it, but I was angry that it ended. Oh, it's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. All time. As far as a high, a few years ago, I went and threw out some dumbbells because they didn't spark joy. Now I'm 1 dumbbell away from completing the All in Motion collection. You know, it is what it is. Dumbbells can spark joy, absolutely. And people can change. People can change. The anti-workout person can become the gym rat. It is entirely possible. Yeah. Oh, man. It is gratifying every time you add a new dumbbell to the collection. My husband ordered 20s. And so we had 20s show up last week. So now we have 20. We have 1s, 2s, 3s. I just got my 4s, 5s, and 6s. We do not have 7s. We have 8s, 10s, 12s, 15s, 20s, and in Minnesota, we just got notified that the 25s that he ordered in like August just came in. Just came in from August's order. So yeah, we are amassing the collection that spans his weight requirements and my weight requirements, which are dramatically different weight requirements, but it's very, very good. It's good. So what else, my friends? I almost brought we got this goofy game that was a trivia game, and I almost brought that up to be like, let's do trivia questions tonight. Are you going to need a trailer? We sure are. It is very unlikely that we will go back without a trailer. It is very unlikely, which is going to be super inconvenient in terms of driving, but it's going to be super convenient in terms of not having to figure out how to put all of our stuff in the car, because I don't think there's a way we could do it. So yeah, we'll probably need a trailer. So I'm really hoping we can plot and plan moving back around a major snowstorm so we don't actually hit one, because you know our luck is going to be the weekend we decide we're coming home is the weekend of a big snowstorm in the Midwest. You just know that's going to happen. And I'm already dreading thinking about like having to try and balance life around a snowstorm. Ugh. Yeah. My mom thinks I'm a little crazy. She caught me working out when Joel was doing his weird counting down fractions of a second. Yep. Joel's a little weird. Joel is a little weird, but he's very enjoyable. Very enjoyable. It's good. Good stuff. All right, friends. What else you got for me? What else you got? Oh, my neck. Y'all, I am so tired of my neck hurting. So tired of it. And I don't know why it hurts. That is the worst part, is I don't know what causes it. It's awful. Absolutely awful. I still want the Jolie Locks and the Three Bears shirt. I don't think I know what you're talking about. I just pulled out the question book. Oh no. What is your favorite smell? Okay. That is actually a tough question. Because I have a lot of them. It used to be, I used to love the smell of, not Axe, oh my gosh, no. The smell that comes out of the Abercrombie store, I can't remember, Fierce, that's what it was called. I used to love the smell of Fierce. I love the smell of fresh cut grass. I love that smell. Pretty much love the smell of anything baking. Bread, sweets, whatever. I love the smell of the fresh balsam candle. I love the smell of all my seasonal candles. Like, every one of them sparks an incredible amount of joy in my life. Yeah. I also, this is a weird one, I like the smell of chlorine. Like, when you get that smell like you were just at the pool, like the YMCA, I love it. I love that smell because it makes me think of summer. Because that's the only time we would swim is in the summer. Or if we went to, like, water parks in the Dells. And, of course, you walk into the indoor water parks and that smells like chlorine. Yes. Yes. I love the smell of chlorine. Good question. Good question. Oh, good. I'm not the only one. Yay. All right, Alyssa, next question. That's a good one. Any ideas what you will do after lift 4? Will you focus more on strength training, cardio, or both equally? All right, so here's the plan. I don't actually know. I think there is a possibility. I brought the jump ropey, the not real jump ropes, the like jump rope handles with balls on the end to Florida. I think I'm going to try at least the 3 weeks of Muscle Burns Fat, which is on Beachbody as well, because that is also a strength training program with cardio. So it'll give me the break from lift 4, but it will keep up the momentum, right? But because I'm in a cut, I'm not just going, I want to focus on cardio. The problem is my most efficient way to get cardio in is not here. I do not have an elliptical machine here. So when I get home, my focus will be on gaining mileage at the elliptical machine. So while I'm here, I'm going to have to up the step count. Like, I've been struggling to get to 10,000 steps a day on many days. Yesterday I got 13 because we were grocery shopping and that was a good day. But I need to up the step game to shoot for making sure at minimum I get my 10,000 steps. And so I'm going to do that, but I want to up the cardio just a little bit because that also helps with calorie burn, which will be directly effective with the whole calorie deficit thing. So I'm hoping to do the double hitter so I can hit hard and fast and in the, 9-10 weeks be done. So we'll see. But I'm going to try Muscle Burns Fat. I'm going to continue to, and maybe add, right now I'm only doing 1 yoga video a week at minimum. Maybe I'll up that a little bit, but it will still be, I'm not going to stop strength training. I can't stop strength training. Not because I don't necessarily want to. I would love to kind of like relax a little bit, but I've been seeing positive changes in my musculature and I don't want to let that go. Now that I know that I can chase this goal of having a muscle disease, a nerve disease that affects my muscles, but still add muscle to my body, I don't want to lose the momentum. So I'm going to keep doing something. So I'm going to try Muscle Burns Fat. And then what I'm probably going to do, instead of going back to just lift 4, I'm probably going to do a lift 4 hybrid calendar with either Core de Force or Morning Meltdown 100, which Joel has his whole online database of hybrid calendars that he's written with his program combined with other Beachbody programs. So I'm probably going to do one of those just because I love lift 4, but just doing lift 4 exclusively gets boring after a while. So that's probably what I'm going to do. And yeah, and then up the step count and then really up the cardio once I get home. Ivory dishwashing liquid reminds me of bubble baths in my grandma's clawfoot tub. That's adorable. That's adorable. I love that. I love that you have such a specific favorite scent. I love that. The next one I saw is asking if you trust your coworkers. No, I do not trust my coworkers at all. And my boss can be a real pain in the neck too. Yeah. I didn't read the second part of your comment. You're all right. The answer is no. I do not trust my coworkers. Not at all. My intern is lousy. Is it really bad that since I am going to start again right now that I don't want to exercise right now? Well, why are you going to exercise right now? It's not a great idea to exercise before bed. Exercise tomorrow. Take the night to get your head on straight. Rosie, hello. How are you, my friend? Happy Tuesday. We are asking away with the Q&A session, so if you got anything, let her rip, my friend. So you don't have to work out right now. Work out tomorrow. Get up, plan your day, stick to the plan, and work out tomorrow. If you discovered a new species of dinosaur, what would you call it? I would need a lot more details about the dinosaur. What does it look like? What color is it? Does it have any unique personality traits or characteristics that I need to know about? Because if it's like a bright purple dinosaur, not unlike Barney, I would probably call it something different than if it was this like big, terrifying piranha looking thing, you know? Cause like there's a big difference between like the Triceratops and like the little evil velociraptors. So I don't know what I would call it. I don't know. I don't know. I would need to know more about the information, more information about the species before I named it. Because you can't just name it willy-nilly. You can't name it like the Briannosaur or something. Because what if it's a hideously ugly thing in this gross color and you don't want it to be named after you? Then I'm not going to name it after myself. Yes, I am back up in the study, Rosie, because we were having internet issues and I wanted to be as close to the router as possible, but also I get to sit in a chair and I didn't have to set up my ring light because this light seems to be doing its job very well. So this might be my new live streaming spot for this house. I have a theory that dinosaurs were bright neon colors and not those muted earthy colors. I would love that. Like, they should be bright neon colors. That would be a lot of fun. I really love the fish, like, that are randomly, like, have these stripes that are just, like, outrageously beautifully bright. Love those fish. Yeah, so I don't have a good answer for that because I don't know enough information about the dinosaur. So next question. Did my color change? It sure did. Do you guys notice that color change, or am I out of my mind? It does this. The cameras do the same thing when I hold up my power sheets. If you guys pay close attention to any video that I have my power sheets in, when I hold up the blue power sheets thing in front of my camera, my nice camera, everything else turns redder. So I turn pink. Are you related to anyone famous or historical? If so, who? Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. I do, however, share a birthday with the artist Claude Monet. Fun fact. So obviously not the same year, but same day. And yeah, no, I am not related to anybody famous to my knowledge. I really don't know. And I don't have a family member on here that can tell me otherwise. So, but I feel like I would know that, and I'm not. No. So, I have to be the one to become famous, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Good. Supposedly, I'm related to Mary, Queen of Scots. Oh. Well, that could be fun. You can just tell people it's true. That would be okay, too. Nobody needs to know. I could have just made up some far-fetched story, but I don't like to lie to you guys. I should. And I don't even know who I'd pick. I legitimately don't know who I would pick if I was even to make up a lie on the fly. I don't know who I would even have thought of to tell you. Because, like, I could be like, oh, yeah, I'm related to Meryl Streep. She's my second cousin's so-and-so. But I don't even know if Meryl Streep would be the person I'd want to lie about. Like, who would I lie about? I don't know. I was the first going to say Jeremy Jordan, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm related to Anne Boleyn. No kidding! Are you really? That's awesome. I mean, I guess not awesome. I don't know. Is it awesome or not awesome? Obviously, it's distant. Yeah. Oh, man. When I think of Anne Boleyn, I think of Natalie Dormer. I think of the actress Natalie Dormer because she played Anne Boleyn in the TV show The Tudors, which is a great show. A little bit raunchy, but a great show. Oh, gosh. And who else was that actor? What did we just see him in? We just saw him in Vikings. He was a character in Vikings. And I'm sitting there. You ever have those moments where you're watching TV and you're just staring at the actors and you're like, I know this person from something. Thank God for imdb.com, because I don't know what I would do without that, because everything I watch, I'm like, I swear I've seen this guy before, and I can't place him. And so I had that feeling when we were watching Vikings. I'm like, I know that guy, and I don't know why. Turns out he was the lead in Tudors. What is the most useless talent I have? I can roll my tongue. I can also make my thumb disappear. Looks like I don't even have one. That's not a talent. That's just because I don't have any muscle there. That's it. I don't think I have any more useless talents. I tend to use all of my talents. So, that's it. I can roll my tongue and I can make my thumb, like, totally disappear. That's all I got. What, the rolling the tongue or making your tongue disappear? Remember in the olden days when we had to remember how we knew people from... No. And also, if I would have been born any earlier and not had GPS for my car, we touched briefly on the book, Rosie. But yeah, if I had no GPS on my car, I would have been screwed and lost. Like, I started driving just in the days of MapQuest was a thing, but you still had to know what you were doing with MapQuest. But MapQuest was a thing, and I had gotten a GPS tracker. Like, when they had to be their separate devices, I got a TomTom for my car, and that thing saved my butt more than I can touch. Like, my Google Maps and my Apple Maps, I'm sitting here petting my phone cord because, like, this phone is the only reason I can get places. I am so directionally challenged. It's awful. Rosie, yes, we talked briefly about the book because I was spewing some advice from the book, and overall, the response seems to be that we're enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I acknowledged that it's a book that has a lot of information we have heard before, but I like the way she repeats it, and there is some new stuff, like the have a plan B thing. Brilliant. Something that should be obvious, but brilliant. So overall, we're enjoying the book very much. And I was supposed to post in the group today when our meeting is. Have I told you guys when our meeting is supposed to be? I don't know that I actually told you. I will tell you right now because most of you that are going to show up are in this room. I plan on having our book club meeting on the 28th. Is that okay with everybody? That's the plan? The 28th, yes. Okay. As long as y'all know about it. 28th is the plan. I printed directions, and if you got lost, good luck. No recalculating. I know. Oh, man, I would be so lost. I'm so grateful that I was born when I was. And my husband and I also joke. Mostly my husband starts it. But, like, can you imagine if someone like me was born? And, I mean, I know they were. I know that people like me were born. But, like, if I was born way back in the day when you had to, like, actually be physically capable of things to survive in life, I would have been so screwed. So screwed. These are the things we think about. I moved to Los Angeles from a tiny town in Illinois a long time ago when there was no GPS. You had to get this crazy Thomas Guide thing to get around. Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine having to navigate your way through a big city. Like, the role of navigator during road trips has changed tremendously. My mom, when we would go on vacations, was always the navigator, and my dad drove. And she was very good at it. She's very directionally sound, can read a map like a pro. So, like, she was the navigator. I'm also the navigator when we road trip, but that just means, hey, make sure you're paying attention to the GPS and making sure my husband has snacks. Like, That's how dramatically the role of navigator in the car has changed. And now I take the cell phone from him because it's illegal to drive with the phone in your hand. So I'm the one who controls the music and the podcasts and turns on what he wants and everything. That's my new role as navigator instead of actually having to know where we're going. Thank goodness. I've been the navigator so many times. We got lost on the New Jersey Turnpike with printed directions. It was not a calm trip. Oh, man. Oh, man. My grandfather used to lead the family vacation train, and he would get us lost so frequently that we started calling them Jack's Jaywalking Tours because we got lost every vacation, and he was leading, so it was his fault. And, like, it's a joke now. Like, we had, for one vacation, we had T-shirts made because we got lost every time. The Turnpike isn't a calm trip even if you're not lost. I have some really weird good direction thing. I was with a friend who found our way when we had no map. Nice. Good for you. I am not. The only place that I could navigate was Kenosha, Wisconsin, because I went to Carthage College and I literally lived on the lake. And Lake Michigan is east. Like, it's east. And for whatever reason, my brain, as long as I was in the Kenosha area, my brain knew where the lake was. So I could always get home, which was very helpful because once you hit the lake, you either had to know if you had to turn left or right and just follow the lake straight to campus. But that's the only time. That is the only time I have not been directionally challenged is Kenosha. Like, I still lived in the suburbs of Illinois and Chicago, right? So I should still know where the lake is? No. Only in Kenosha. Is that how that worked? I don't know. Book club meeting here. Yes, it's not here on YouTube, but it is my community that has a book club. And we read one self-help book every month, and then we do a meeting via Zoom. So it's not published on here or anything. It's just a chance for the group of us to get together and chat about the book that we've read. And the book that I've been talking about today is the book that we are reading for this month. So that's the thing. That's the book club. That's the book club. Oh, y'all. All right, Lissa, hit us with your next question. I also, friends, if you want to, thank you, Lissa. What was I going to say? If you all want to answer her random questions, feel free. Do you live in Oregon? No one pumps their own gas there. Other states do. Cracks me up. I used to change... Wait, I missed the comment about the... I've never pumped my own gas. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. I've pumped gas in below zero temperatures before. I hate it, but I do it. And my car has a special gas cap. Well, it doesn't have a gas cap. It has a no siphoning thing because it has no gas cap that I got specifically because I got my car specifically because it had push button start, which at the time was not standard, and it had no gas cap. So I didn't have, like, when my poor, weak, frozen hands didn't have to turn the gas cap. Fun fact. Any thoughts on Lakin's course? Skip if you've already talked about this. We don't need your skip disclaimer, Rosie. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. I only briefly, like, I saw her Instagram story flip through of it. I've toyed with the idea of joining it, but also I'm like, this is also stuff that as a content creator, I'm not as goal-oriented as she is. She is, in my mind, the guru of goal setting. But I'm like, I should be able to figure this stuff out on my own. And so I'm personally getting to the point of what is the right thing for me to spend my money on. Because, like, last year was the year of courses. I spent a lot of money and a lot of time on different courses, which included my nutrition certification. So that's great. And my content batching and content planner. And what else did I do? The Be Well by Kelly course. Like, I did a lot of coursework in 2020. So financially, I need to focus my business expenses elsewhere in 2021. But that's not to say, like, if it's something that you think you would benefit from, I'd say absolutely go for it. Lakin is somebody that I would be happy to support financially, and I would vouch for her 100%. I don't think it's something that I am personally going to sign up for at this point in time. Yeah. So that's all I got, Rosie. I don't know what else to tell you. New Jersey, I've never driven far enough out of state to need to refuel. What is childish, but you still do it anyway? I don't know. Sometimes I get angry for no good reason. I'm pretty good about not throwing tantrums, though. I don't know. I don't know. Bite my nails. Yeah. If that's childish, then yeah. I mean, my husband and I play with Legos. We buy the expensive fancy sets now, but we still build Legos. And play board games and things like that. Like, we play games. And I'm getting really into Procreate. I've decided that Procreate's basically my adult coloring book. You know? It's just on an iPad. But there's stuff like that. I was trying to think of, like, stuff that kids do that we don't like. And I can't think of anything. And I'm not saying that's because, it's not because I don't do something. I'm sure there's something that I do. And I just don't know what it is. I'd love to tell you guys if I knew. But I definitely bite my nails. I don't know. Oh, I wish I had a good answer, and I just can't come up with one. By Squishmallows? I mean, if I saw a candy from my childhood, you guys know, we've had multiple conversations about, like, the childhood nostalgia and how into it I am. Like, if I could get my hands on some good, high-quality Lisa Frank stuff and my old American Girl doll and, like, all the stuff that just brought me so much joy as a kid, I would be here for it in an instant. You guys, I don't think I told you about this. This is how my brain worked. I went from the childhood things to Pokemon, because Pokemon was something I was real into as a kid. I could tell you anything about the original 151 Pokemon. I can't anymore, but I had that Pokedex book memorized. I could tell you anything about them. The Amazon Echo has an app that you can talk to Pikachu. Not joking. And my sister-in-law and her boyfriend and I were like, we were trying to figure out what to do that day. So we, said her name, just on a whim. I was like, hey, Amazon Echo, what should we do today? And she goes, oh, well, I have some idea. No joke. Like, she was excited that I asked her this. Oh, I have some ideas. Would you like, and she started listing off different categories of things she could suggest. And so I think we picked, like, something funny, or whatever, like something funny. And she goes, okay, would you like to play Truth or Dare? We're like, no. Okay. Would you like to talk to Pikachu? And we were like, yes, just to see what would happen. She goes, okay, let me go get Pikachu. And then all of a sudden, Pikachu starts talking. And then he would break. And so we started talking back. And the inflection of Pikachu directly reflected what we were talking about. It was the craziest. Like, we did this for a solid 5 minutes. And then we couldn't get rid of Pikachu. We're like, how do we make it stop? How do we make him go away? And so finally my sister-in-law like, sorry, Pikachu, we have to go. Goodbye. And then Pikachu started crying and then disappeared. It was so funny. So talking about being childlike, we talked to Pikachu just a couple weeks ago, and it was hilarious. Never give up being childlike, just don't be childish. I like that. I realized today I'll probably never outgrow thinking potty humor is funny, and that's great. I think potty humor is awful. I can't stand it, but I don't think I ever could stand it. Squishmallow for Christmas. What is a squishmallow? Y'all? What is a squishmallow? I have to Google this. Is it not a candy? Squishmallow. Squishmallows is apparently a musical artist. Squishmallow Baby Yoda. Let's watch that. Or look at that. Oh, it's a stuffed animal. I thought it was a candy. I thought it was a candy. I was like, give me the Squishmallows. There's a Baby Yoda one, y'all. Oh, I didn't get to Sarah's comment. If I would just keep reading, I wouldn't have to Google things. I'm a little older, but I still have my original 1983 Cabbage Patch Kids. Crystal, that's awesome. That is really cool. Somewhere in my parents' house, there's probably a very naked, very messed up hair Molly doll who I wish I would have kept in perfect condition. We've talked about her before. One of these days, I'm going to have my husband go up in the attic and dig out all the stuff in the attic, because I don't think my dad's been up there in eons, and find what's in there, because a lot of my childhood stuff will be up there. I guarantee it. I've done a talk to Pikachu thing. I asked Google where my phone was, and it asked if it wanted to ring it. Game changer. Oh, how cool. That's why, honestly, that's why I got the Apple Watch. Because I'm like, well, it'll be good for a change of pace, but the button that allows you to ping your phone, which the Fitbit does not have, has literally been worth every extra dollar I had to pay to get this watch instead of a new Fitbit. Every extra dollar. No joke. Oh, so good. I used to create my own Pokemon. Nice. I thought it was candy too. That's amazing. Try that. Seriously, the find your cell phone thing, and sometimes I leave it right in front of my face, and for whatever reason, it doesn't translate that it's right there, and I can't find it. And so I've ringed it a million times while I'm here, and it's literally like sitting next to me or right within my eyesight, and it's just, I'm abusing the button. I really am. But it is what it is. Oh, man. All right, friends, we got a couple of minutes left. So you have any other questions for me? Or Alyssa can keep asking ridiculous questions, which I really love. I don't know what book it is you have, but I really like it. Really? What Fitbit do you have? Because my Iconic, which was the most expensive Fitbit at the time, did not have that feature. And I was really angry about it because... Sorry, because I really could use it. I misplace my phone all the time. Misplace it right in front of my face. There have been times, you guys have seen it, I have literally looked for my phone while I'm live streaming on it. I'm like, where's my phone? Oh, right there. What flavor ice cream do you hate? I have to say, I do not like red bean flavored ice cream. Red bean is a flavor that the Japanese created, meant to scam everybody who likes chocolate. I swear to you. What other flavors? I don't love butter pecan. I just think there are so many better ice creams out there. What else? You love red bean. Yeah, I can't stand it. Mochi filled with red bean is the biggest betrayal ever. I was devastated one day when I was in Japan, literally looking for something sweet enough to satisfy my American sweet tooth, and I thought I had struck gold and found a mochi that was filled with chocolate. No. I bit into that sucker to discover it was filled with red bean paste. Awful. I've never felt so betrayed in my life. It was so bad. I just wanted it to be chocolate. And when you think it's chocolate and you end up with a mouthful of red bean, no. Mint chocolate chip is the worst. Interesting. I like mint chocolate chip, but I have to be in the mood for it. I don't know that there's an ice cream flavor that, like, I used to love the weird blue bubblegum flavor from 31 Flavors, Baskin Robbins. I don't think I would like it anymore if I ate it, or like the Superman flavor. I don't like cotton candy flavored ice cream either. There's a time and a place for cotton candy flavored things, and ice cream is not it. But in terms of like standard ice cream flavors, it would be pretty far-fetched to find an ice cream flavor that I wouldn't eat, but there is definitely a hierarchy of ice creams that I would prefer. Now, let's talk favorite ice cream flavors for a hot second, because I love a lot of ice cream flavors, but there is something glorious, in my opinion, about a legitimate, like, fresh ice cream parlor style chocolate ice cream, like an authentic ice cream parlor chocolate ice cream. There are very few ice creams that I think are better than a really good chocolate ice cream. Truly. Like, now I want some really good chocolate ice cream. Oh, there's nothing better than that. Really. And like, you can't buy it in the grocery store. There is not a chocolate ice cream in the grocery store. I don't care if it's Ben & Jerry's or Haagen-Dazs. You will not find the flavor of chocolate that I'm talking about in a grocery store. You know what I mean? Do you know what I'm talking about? That's good stuff. Also, I don't care about chocolate chip ice cream unless it is the old school chocolate chip from Baskin Robbins. And I don't even know if it's the same formula anymore. I haven't eaten a Baskin Robbins in years, but that used to be our go-to ice cream place when I was a child. There was one right by my grandfather's house, so we could walk over there and get ice cream. And there's something about their chocolate chip specifically that is beyond any other chocolate chip ice cream I've ever eaten. So I will not eat chocolate chip ice cream unless it's from Baskin Robbins, and a good authentic ice cream parlor chocolate is the bomb. The bomb. Mocha ice cream. You know what? I would have to agree with that. Coffee ice cream, I don't need it. I drink coffee. I don't need coffee flavored ice cream. So yeah, I would agree with you 100%. I think that's the equivalent of biting into an oatmeal raisin cookie thinking it's chocolate chip. Oh no, it's worse than that. It is worse than that. At least oatmeal raisin is still a pleasant sensation. Really interesting. I will have to give that a try at some point. I know Bluebell is a very like luscious, creamy. I don't know what the right word is. But I'll have to give it a try because I can't say I've really ever eaten that ice cream. But like, do you guys know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about that authentic chocolate ice cream flavor, or am I just out of my mind? Magic Shell ice cream, but the calories. Oh yeah. The Magic Shell stuff. I haven't had that. Wow, I haven't thought about that in ages. That's good stuff. I had green tea mochi ice cream after lunch. Went to a ramen place. It was good. Yeah, green tea ice cream is not terrible. There are many other flavors I would rather have, but it's not awful. And I would rather have green tea ice cream than red bean paste ice cream. I'm more of a vanilla person. See, in vanilla, like, a good vanilla ice cream is fine, but I would pick almost anything over vanilla ice cream just because it's so vanilla. It's just plain. The Ben & Jerry's chocolate therapy is yum. Okay. So clearly I just need to, after my cut, remind me of all of these ice cream suggestions after my cut. Yes, we all do, but we also understand the importance of a good ice cream. 100%. Because I think, and I can leave you with this, healthy eating also, it requires a healthy balance, you know? It really does. It really, truly does, in my opinion. Because if you love dessert, you gotta have dessert. You know? That's just how I live my life. And that is how I'm going to do my next cut. It's going to be an adventure. It is going to be an adventure to see how I do this. It does not. Oh, my word. I would argue that the sugar substitutes feed cancer a lot more than actual sugar does. Sugar is not great in mass quantities, but neither is pretty much anything. Let's be honest. Name one thing that can't kill you in some way, shape, or form. Truly. Which is outrageous. Like, have you ever thought about that? It's a terrifying thing to think about, but like, there's something can kill you in everything. But yes, ice cream is good for my mental health. Amen, Lissa. Amen. You can probably choke on a black seed, and boom, there you go. That's what I mean. Like, everything. Sounds like someone needs a little ice cream for her mental health. Ain't that the truth? Yeah. A little bit of ice cream, a little brownie, a little brookie. Guys, I tried the Trader Joe's brookies. The little itty bitty ones. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. So good. And they're nice and little. They're a little calorie heavy for the size that they are, but if you need a real decadent thing, definitely worth it. You know, that's what my mother-in-law said. She goes, you know what we should do? We should microwave them. Maybe that's what I'm going to go do right now. Go have my dessert. Because they're real gooey and real good, not warm. So there's that. And so it's a good substitute for the brookies that I miss because you can only buy them at the grocery store that's in Illinois. And we have not found a single legitimate replacement for our favorite dessert. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate for you and your ice cream. Because one could also argue for, I was going to say banana, but that just Choking on a banana is just too easy. I can't. I can't. I told EMG they should come up with brookies. Yes, they should. Oh my gosh, they should. Yes. That would be amazing. If they're done well. Sarah wins the day. Sarah wins the day. The spice rack is out, ladies and gentlemen. The spice rack is out. Oh, poor girl purposely chokes on. Oh my gosh, I could go. I'm not gonna. We're gonna keep it PG here, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna do it, even though I really want to go there. But we're not going to. Thank you, Sarah, for winning the day. Thank you, Lissa, for taking care of the spice rack, as you always do. Most people who are in here will understand our little joke. But oh, the spice rack. And that's why I made the comment about her needing some ice cream for her mental health. Right. Oh, my word. Anyway, my friends, this was fun. Thank you. Thank you for joining me today. We were a small but mighty group. Lissa, that question book, though, like, sparks some really great conversation. Truly, it does. I am very glad that you are in possession of it because it makes for some interesting live streams. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, my friends, I am going to go. This was a lot of fun. Stay tuned for you guys seemed to really enjoy, or at least the views. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's definitely time to go now. The spice rack be out. It'd be an oregano world. Shoot, what was I going to say? You guys really liked the video I uploaded on Monday. I have its sequel, the 10 things I want to start doing in 2021, coming out on Thursday, which should be very exciting. And then there's a lot more coming down the pipeline real soon. So I will talk to y'all later. Have a wonderful evening and a wonderful week. I'm about to go microwave me a brookie from Trader Joe's. Healthy eating be darned, right? I'll talk to you all next week.